Hello and welcome back to Limbus Company. I'm Luce, and tonight, well, we still have the remainder of Canto 9 now, don't we? Last time I managed to get to section 46 out of, I think, 51? I'll check in a minute. Yeah. In the meantime, I've updated my team a little bit, but I might still have to borrow some people for it. We'll see how the final boss goes, I guess. So, I think I mentioned my resources have been a little tight lately, but I did finally get to shard a rather important part of my team, so it's time to go on location unobservable. Ooh. We went through quite a few difficult fights and fought a lot of different difficult ones, that's for sure. I got stuck on a handful. Lucky for me, I guess any fight that allows me to use Rodian lets me use her magical girl to carry. Dang, I wasn't expecting so many things at once, especially since there's definitely a lot more than just Ryoshu going on here, too. And I had a lot I wanted to say here. I guess part of me does wonder if maybe I was harsh on the middle as a whole a bit too much just because of Matthias. Because we do learn that Matthias, even if he genuinely cares for someone, has no trouble throwing that away for his own personal gain. He killed two older siblings just to steal a fancy-looking sword, so of course he'd have no problem harming his daughter just to get someone he was pissed at. At the same time, I still don't have a very high opinion of most of the, if not, of basically any of the fingers, so maybe it's a bit reasonable. I don't know. It's definitely a work in progress as I slowly learn more and more here. And I did mention, oh yeah, I did create a new theory at the end of the last chapter. Maybe it's not. I did at the end of part 2. I wondered if maybe we'd have Araya as the final boss, but during the last section, I thought maybe what's over the reverse? What if our Ryoshu is actually Araya, and the Shiomi is actually the Yoshihide? They are all clones of one another, after all. They have the same bloodline. I'm guessing the fact they have the same bloodline is supposed to be why Shiomi would do that, but the UI still marks her as Duhi Star, or however you pronounce it, and not as Shiomi, even though it's been her name was directly mentioned a few times. There's already a fan theory going around that their after image is to hide that it's Araya and not Shiomi, but at the same time, it could be the same for Yoshihide. Although, I guess there's a couple issues with this theory. One is Li Heng directly called our Ryoshu Yoshihide. Granted, they are clones, so he could just be mixing them up, but at the same time, I don't know. It's definitely a bit... Oh, right, waiting. Waiting. Oh yeah, and as you can see, I did get a new ego. It's the Earl King himself. Sadly, he's still up to 3, so... Oh yeah, these people are all screwed. There's no possible way they can beat the Index Father. I do know Ryoshi... He was a star of the city, after all. I mean, everyone was talking about Otis's uptie, and for that one, everyone was shocked that he was still alive. Oh, my apologies. I'm not quite used to this weapon form yet, so it may have made you suffer needlessly. Malfunction? Yeah, I knew Jamilia was never gonna last. The only reason they'd bring in someone this powerful is specifically to have them lose. But what's worse is, apparently the Limbus Company wanted this to happen. That's not my doing. I didn't have any reason to prepare a trap like that. You should have taken better care of your weapons when you had time. Weapons that fail when they actually matter are no weapons at all. No need to overthink it. Fortune happened to land on my side, and all there's to it. Yeah, we know it's possible bad luck, but we know so Limbus Company sabotaged their weapons. So even though things are going off script, because there's no way in hell they could have possibly planned a number of the things that happened in here. It's just... Right. It's just... The only way is if they have literal future sight. But even then, that can't work, because remember, Dante got the wrong... He got the Malkuth when he wasn't supposed to. The one that allows temporary control and summoning the sinners. So it's just bizarre. Or hold on, boulders to it. Let's see. I suppose that's all that's left is to wait. Yeah, we all knew they were gonna die. Even if you hadn't read even if you hadn't read Ujat Otis's story, yeah, it's very. Wow, that was actually very, very short. Pity. Once again, another story node. Weird. I'll grab a sip of my drink, I suppose, if this is another cutscene. Oh, it's not. Hold on. I think I will anyways, actually. Ah, there we are. It's a thread. Yoshi wraps her finger around the sword that pierced through the Pinky Nurse father. The blade then unravels into a single thread in her hand. Children can sense it, as though by instinct. Who loves them? Who despises them? Who means them harm and who gives them care? The nurse father's raised me. Take a ever pour rice into a bowl of vodka? Each in their own distinct way. Darling, which story shall I read you today? Each unchanging, uncompromising. Hey buddy, just say the words, you got something in your eye or something? Dad will get the whole damn shelf for you. Each with a different measure of affection. Now please take this lesson to heart. Upon the rock of knowledge are beauty and strength built. Your study of aesthetics begins anew, Yoshihide, and may one day create so that you may one day create a gallery of your own. Each with their own portion of care. Don't you dare smile. I shall suffer in such misery. It's only fair you suffer too. In spite of it all, they were my parents. A tiny life jerks and twists in my hands. It relies on me. It welcomes me. Its eyes follow every movement that I make. It cannot survive on its own. Interesting. Why does that look like it's a... It's supposed to be her holding the baby, right? Then why is that a, spiral? Without my care, its time would come to a premature end. That feeling's called pity. Pity? What's that? Remember back with that book we read yesterday? The snake swallows the frog, but the wails loudly when it feels the frog flashing in its throat. Yeah? The snake cries because it feels pity. The snake pities the frog, knowing the pain will suffer as it is devoured. It's grieving because the frog's life will be cut short. Okay. My other dads feel this way for me too? No, I don't know if... I don't think many of us are even capable of pity. Because this is the house of spiders, darling. And spiders hunt. Hunt. I have to do it too, right? I'll have to do it too then with the sword? Yes, when the time comes. But it's weird, why am I not allowed to pull the sword out? It's always sheathed. That too, you'll know when the time comes. Am I gonna get a magic beeper like yours one day, Dad? Beeper tells you everything, right? You won't be getting one, no. Okay, but I can still feel pity, only I can. So may I please keep Saru? You may, but I don't recommend it. Let something you cherish take root in your heart, and it will carve a gaping hole far larger than itself when taken away. His words were always gentle, yet the subtle tone of detached observation that betrayed that pretense. Yeah, I think I mentioned over time, him, was a matter of, I knew that, Ryan seemed, perfectly reasonable on the surface, but I didn't trust him because, first of all, Index, but also, yeah, like, he did make a cake because the prescripts told him to, but they didn't say to send it or give it to her somehow, so he didn't bother her. He seems to know the job as to how to be a dad, as in the exact steps to take, but he doesn't seem to have any emotional attachment. I guess his abusive parent style. Yeah, before I theorized that each nurse father had a different abusive parent style, Valentina the most obvious, being physically abusive. Shiomi's the also fairly obvious, being emotionally abusive. Matthias, he gives the girly his daughter everything she asks for, but he's never really there for her. He kind of expects the stuff to raise her for him. At best, he's a friend, but not a father. The ring nurse father shouldn't be in 500 feet of anything living, let alone a child. And the index nurse father, following all the rules, doing everything a parent should, except without the love and affection and actual attachment that it needs. But back then, I was exhausted from the endless barrage of biting remarks from the nurse fathers, so I was drawn to his cryptic way of speaking. For me, at least, I thought there was certain warmth in it. That must be exactly what Sora felt, and why Sora feels so attached and indebted to him, even beyond the prescript requirements. A genuine intention to convey something to me. No. No? Do you believe you can back out of this with a simple no? I recall you bragging confidently that you'd already beaten the attitude out of her, Valencina. What happened? Ah. The brat's practically cut from your cloth, you know. Must have gotten the nasty bit from you. Come on, guys. The kid's right here, you know. Ryan, give me that. Still don't know your way around, Ryan? That crazy bitch won't lift a finger unless you name exactly what you need. Give me Zonton's tortoise spiral. Here you go. It was a puppy. It wasn't her child. I mean, that's still horrible. Saru. You know how to unlock it, yes? You'll get the password once you return with the job done. Delay and Saru will die. You understand what it means to die. It means what it means to cut deep enough to kill. I know precisely how and where to stab and snuff out a life in a single thrust. All thanks to the innumerable hours I spent practicing targets, dummies, mannequins, chunks of flesh. Target of the House of Spiders. Someone I'm not acquainted with. An orange suit. What dreadful fashion sense. The target was an employee of a sizable bank. I didn't know anything beyond that. Didn't need to know. By then, I'd come to understand what it means to die. To die is to have it all end. The password. Now. Did you cut the target down? It's only been 2 hours. The password. How'd you get past the fixers guarding the target? Cut them all dead. Doesn't matter how. She was staring me down with a peculiar look in her eyes, her mouth open with an inexplicable expression. Perhaps it was a laugh, or the opposite. I have no way of knowing. Saru was spared as promised, but every time she breathed, I could hear her wheeze and struggle for air, and her tail no longer wagged with delight when she saw me. Yoshihide, I prepared a little something to celebrate your birthday. The name I bestowed upon this is Beast Boneblade Saru. Oh no! This is like introducing a puppy in the JoJo series. Don't even be coy, you know what's gonna happen to that dog. An adorable size, perfectly fit to grate your palms. One day, I'd like you to have a child of my own, child completed with my flesh and blood. I eagerly await that moment with every passing day. The sensation of my hilt to my palm was the kind of pure love that only he could impart. It wasn't the first time I felt something like that. The whiff of booze clinging to her, the bruises she left on my body, the warm tone of voice that never hesitated to read to me, even though the man always made it a point to shut the book before the ending. The desire to see me walk only the comfortable path, coming with a possessiveness so fast, it was so fierce, it was only sated by dooming into the pits of hell all those who got between him and his goal. The passion to shape me into being the only being in the world who understands him by pouring into me every bit of artistic knowledge he possessed. The desolate screams of she who could not bear to meet my gaze or have me meet hers. The 5 threads twine to make a rope that binds me to who I am, and the rope is laid along the road to, oh, this? Sweetheart, this is called a spiral. Once it's lodged in the body, even the slightest movements make it burrow deeper into the flesh, forcing the victim to remain perfectly still. It may or not sting any worse than the prick of a thorn at first, but the more you try to yank it free, the further it drills in the body. But no matter how much it keeps digging, it will never make the other side. The closer it gets, the slower it becomes. It can never meet the end point. So basically, X approaches infinity. You know what else it shares that property? Doubt. No, Dad. It's freeze tag. What's freeze tag? A game where when you're frozen, I tag you. You say unfreeze, then you can start moving again. Oh, I see. Then I'll keep waiting until my darling daughter decides to freeze me. I couldn't understand what he meant at the time. The spiral that pierced Saru was then used to Here's dozens more lives, dozens after that. Till one day, in a stake of doubt, shaped just like the spiral, it lodged into me as well. Threads become knots, endlessly tangling, winding into a jumbled crew. Look, Mommy, I made a spider web, but if you twist it like this, it's a ladder. Cool, right? Are you bored? I can totally play on my own. Don't you want to go to school? Oh, I wanna. Alright, I must have been around 8 years old back then. When I saw the twinkle in those eyes, I suddenly craved the cigarettes I'd quit, and strangely enough, didn't miss them at the same time. My stomach lurched and felt like I was falling into an endless pit. I never once thought of wanting to go to school, but I wonder if someone had asked me the same question, would I have been just as excited? Look, Mommy, it's a rando seru that's all the rage lately. I know, I'm the one who bought it for you. I can put the textbooks in here, pencil case here, name tag, the lunchbox. What would happen if she went to school? Like any other 8-year-old, she'll begin by learning to grow and read and write. Before I even know it, she'll be grown up. She's always loved music, so I'm sure her hands will carry not a dagger, but a chic guitar case. A grown-up. Will she ever get to be one? That's when my vision opened, and I could finally see it. That we'd been caught in the middle of a spider web. The symbol that represents her as a whole, the one that's that's represented somehow in every Sinner identity. That is the sword she always carries. The one thing she will have no matter what timeline. It's just a canon event. I got so much on my mind here, but I don't know how to put into words. Why did the nurse fathers let Araya into the house of spiders without asking for anything in return in the first place? When had that house ever been a place of mercy, granting charity without exacting a price or demand? So they intended to do so. Was it to control her, or to make the next generation? Last rack. Lay hangs it. That explains it. Hey. Why, class wrapped out the Ichido. Well, that's the ways it was at bayonets, gunblades. All them fancy Udueke calls some tricky timing. Must have been mighty hard for you to keep up, kiddo. It wasn't. Fuck off if we're done here. Ah, damn, look at you, always giving me the evil eye, sure do. One of these days you'll end up stabbing me or you're done, I swear. Well, technically, he was sort of right. She did hit him, but not stab him, but not hard enough. Granted, he does think that she probably would have actually won if she used the Alzheimer's sword, but he just decided to have a little bit of a love tap from Q. Hey, Yoshida, got best polish up good, yeah? Let's see here. Next up, well, hot diggity, all kinds showing up for your tutor today. Guess plenty of fellers looking forward to this. That old blood fiend elder from the ring's coming in person. This fella over here ain't got a clue who that is. Must be one of them pinkies. I ain't out of how these devils get a sign here just months after that finger bow bell. Mighty sure them's the same ones that are busy raising hell out of the outskirts strife not long ago. Well, can't deny they're the real deal. At least you'll learn things even the nurse fathers can't teach. You gonna keep yapping? Fine, I'll leave. Now, what's the rush? I know you got time to spare. By the way, that relic of yours, that sword, they say something real special, huh? Heard tell that, except for the pinky snake Dewey Star, all them hot shots tried unsheathing that got ruined for life. Breathe that fancy blade, the scabbard, let me see it go swing. Just one look, I'll let you swing here this Dewey Star blade of mine a couple times. You think I'll trust a word from you ever again? Oh well, but my bug, I'll be a biscuit. Ain't falling for it twice, huh? Figured you'd forgotten all the memories like old peanut shells. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, ain't it? Just wanted to get a peek while we trained. Didn't know the kiddo's mind would fly every which way. You could have tried to come up with a much better excuse than I didn't know. Looks like we'll have to put the lock on that scabbard from now on so it only opens with the collective permission of all 5 nurse fathers. Come to think of it, it's already been 3 years since you started coming here, hasn't it? But yeah, it's been more like 5. Ain't you one smooth, motherfucker? It took Nearly took you being kind and checking in on how I'm doing. Listen, my poor old hard can't handle hearing that beeping no more. Always gets me thinking maybe it's a prescript telling me to crack my head open like a watermelon. Of course not, and even if I did want to split your head like a watermelon, I'd need to take a chance for the right weapon to come out, or... Yeah, my bad for even trying to quip with you. Dad, Saru's wheezing, the air's leaking out of her. I see you regress to that moment. Don't worry, Saru. Saru's resting peacefully in your hands. Okay. I don't want any part in whatever it is any of you tutors are scheming. I'll never draw my sword to satisfy that cheap curiosity of yours. Give up, shut up, and... Mommy, guess where I learned school today? Get inside. Where, who's this little talk? Ah, so that's how he knew about the child. My name's Araya. This letter I learned at school today. I said get inside, please, Araya. Alright, sugar, you run the wrong play now. Okay. Ah, fiddlesticks. Now that really hurts a man's heart. Could have at least let the kid say hi to Uncle Lang. I told you to fuck off. I like to think she took a moment to look to make sure the kid was gone before starting bringing out the cursing. So that's Peanuts your leash, eh? What? Figured as much. You're holding on tight to that kid. Them spider fellows sure are sharp as a tack. Is this more of your horse shit, or can you back it up? Ain't that a fine mouth you're talking to your teacher? What's it matter anyway? I already kicked the bucket. But them lessons I taught you, those are really here. You still following that thread tied to you? Hang on to it tight like your life depends on it, kiddo. I ain't helping if you lose your way. That's not it. That's not how you shorten it. W-I? What? What do you mean it's not? No, you're doing it wrong, Mommy. Follow after me. Mommy, I-L-Y so much. You didn't get it, did you? No. Have some watermelon, Araya. Anyway, let's try again later. Yeah, I still think there's going to be a kind of yeah. Everything we know is wrong reveal. It's just a matter of what kind we're going for here. Alright, so remember, this universe follows the same rules as JoJo Bizarre Adventure. If we ever see an adorable pet, they're going to die horribly before... Well, probably before the scene's over for us, but in general, they will. The kaleidoscopic light projecting on the wall leaves me mesmerized. My stomach begins to churn again. It's pretty, right, Mommy? Yeah. Me thinks it's pee. Wrong again. So that Peanut's your leash, huh? I have to get out of here. And I need to get her out, too. Or the House of Spiders decides she's no longer necessary. Dear Yoshihide, that blade must never be drawn on a whim. Soon I'll forge another sword meant for you, so you may keep it with you at all times. Can't you draw the blade, Dad? No, I cannot. None among the nurse fathers can draw the blade, save for one. On top of that, only you can wield all of it in its proper might, Yoshihide. Wow, this really is the one sword from, what's it called? Yeah, the sword from Zenless Zone Zero there. Except, you know, this is written well. Well, I guess to be fair, neither of them invented the concept of a sword that takes your memories is to use. That concept has actually been around quite a bit. And it is definitely one of the ways to severely limit how much one might use a power. A physical injury, you can get a reasonable idea of how many times you can use it before it starts getting dangerous. But with memories, you never know if something essential is going to be getting lost. Or rather, you're always going to find out that you'll have lost something important. You'll never know something important was lost until it's too late. Unlike, say, if it sacrifices a limb or something, where you'll immediately notice the problem. So, yeah, the concept's been around for ages. It might have even been in Hellscreen, actually. Now that I think about it. And if so, well, I guess that does make sense. I guess you can tell what other stuff I've been playing these days. The name of that sword is Araya Shiki. It's one of the rarest relics in existence, the pinnacle of its kind. So Araya Shiki. I imagine it's no coincidence that's the same as Araya's name. Or was her daughter the sword to begin with? Well, no. If that was the case, she would have been invisible to all but to the others, since she'd just be a manifestation of the sword or something. Or the sword would be missing while she was out. So it's not representing the sword within Yoshihide's mind, and nor is it the sword manifesting itself. Bump the mic a little there, sorry. It's a blade that cuts through all, and whenever it cuts, can never be made whole again. Now, is he being literal, or is he being figurative? After that day, I drew the sword without warning. It was decided the blade could be unsheathed only with the unanimous permission of all 5 nurse fathers. In return, however, it cuts your mind as well every time I use it. The cuts are so precise and smooth, you won't even notice which memories are severed. That's why we are going to decide when and where you may unsheath it, and we will do so with absolute caution. I had only used the sword fewer than 10 times, just enough to count on my fingers. 4 times before Araya came, 5 after. Just last week, we went out together and tried that new weird snack for the first time. Oh, why can't you remember? You said it was too sweet, but I like 5 of them. I only got to eat 3. After that day, the list of memories I wouldn't trade for anything kept growing, piling, overlapping. And I realized I was running out. Actually, maybe I should have compared this to the Eden Raid story, since that was all about memories and the importance of them. Good or bad. Well, actually, that's based off Final Fantasy VIII, so perhaps I should have made Final Fantasy VIII the point of comparison. Nurse fathers may pretend to not care about Araya, but that spiral of doubt is primed for impaling, biding its time for the precise moment when they decide their fetters around my feet. That fetter around my feet is served its purpose. Araya, what do you want to be when you grow up? When I grow up, Mommy, I want to let Araya carry her own bag and grow up to become the person she wants to be. I want her to break free the House of Spiders so she may find her own life. We've decided unanimously to commence mission. You must draw the sword. The 5 knots tying the blade, each distinct in shape, loosen themselves one after another. Oh, but remember, 3 of the nurse fathers are confirmed dead. Valencino was devoured by a swarm of bugs. The ring nurse Callisto was crushed by a certain Sinclair. The middle was had a hole blasted through him by Moses. Only 2 remain, and possibly the closest she has to the biological pair. But again, it seems like she might actually just be a clone of Shiomi, especially since she didn't directly make her daughter for herself. She just seemed to adopt her. Aren't you gonna ask me the questions today? What questions? You always ask me the same things during these missions. Will it ever end? Is there even an end? And if there even is one, what will it look like? Did I really say all that? They say children start to talk less and grow distant from their parents when puberty hits. Is that finally happening to you too? Every time I use this sword, a part of me gets sliced away. What makes you think my memories will be fine? What, just stupid pager beep you to shut up when I ask you difficult questions? You've gotten a bit snappy, sweetie. Imagine how hurtful it'll be if your daughter starts talking like that to you. Don't bring Araya into this. I think I like to think she might have, the sound was her gripping his arm. Araya. Mommy, you always make scary faces when you take that sword. Here. Wait here, in here a bit, Mommy. It'll be quiet and dark, but when you're in here, everything passes quickly. Mommy used to hide here all the time, so please stay in here. Wait for me, Araya. Interesting. I can't tell. Are the scratches still in there or not? It might be. We can't tell if she was trying to scratch her way out. Then again, she said she herself hid in there, so there might even be a way to open it from the inside. In which case, Shiomi might not have opened it with her bloodline power. It could have been Araya opened it herself. But if that's the case, how did they get it to the weird place she hid it? Since she explicitly said no one else, they don't even know where it is, and even if they could, they couldn't reach it. I promise I'll come back for you. I'll be fine, I'll be waiting here for you, Mommy. And so I followed the length of the rope that was bound to me. Tell me, why are you trying to leave? Ha! You know what? Be like that. Keep mum and brood, and that's all you want. That brat you call the daughter, I'll find that little bundle of liability and split her in half. Ah, fine, no! Yeah, when she left, she robbed each one of them. She took a piece of each of one of them when she left. Eyeball out. Were you mad at Daddy for something, buddy? Oh, please stop this vandalism. For 10 years, I've assembled this magnum opus only for pleasure. SDFU. Ah, now that's an easy one. Sweetheart, you've hurt me enough. I'm in a lot of pain. Stop swinging that sword at me. You've still got one more of us to go through, don't you? Staggering, I took another step to the last of my nurse fathers. I cut the tongue that she lashed at me time and time again, and then... Cannot this from here without every spider's thread. No. was supposed to be her head. Perhaps it was out of some last dreg of pity for me still left in me that I didn't cut through her brain. But the thing is, if she stabbed her in the torso and took out her tongue, how is she both talking and still at full power? Oops. That was a little strange. Alright. Or maybe after swinging the blade for so long, I simply forgot that slicing the brain is the surest way to end a life. With my own two hands, I ended the life of my parent. A face like mine, a voice like mine, a sword style just like my own. Will my fate come to resemble hers as well? Interesting. So maybe Shiomi's just a, I guess there's more than enough technology that could do that, but in that case, it can never be combined again. Part of the sword might just be figurative. I drove the blade that cut through all into her heart, and even made sure to give it a good twist. If the dying sunset had a voice, it would sound like this. Okay, so she did kill Shiomi, but in that case, how is Shiomi back? I guess that might explain why she seems to be an after-image herself, but then... Too many questions. Temporal entanglement. Now, this is an interesting set. I should probably borrow them or so, since he's probably going to be the limited one. Yeah, I'm going to be honest and say I'm not a fan of the way this has been working, but I also can't sit here and claim that, I don't get why. It's because they don't want you to be carried by the same 5 to 7 sinners and neglect the others. This chapter is very explicitly to ensure you have at least a decent ID in every single sinner's slot. Sure. Executive manager, keeping an eye out for each sinner, focusing on their condition. Wait a minute, was this the same 3 as before? I think it was, actually. Keeping an eye on every sinner, focusing on their condition, laying them strength and reviving them. Wait, this was Hong Lu's. The part Hong Lu was with, wasn't it? No, he was with another team. Yeah, I'm getting, you can tell I'm getting nervous now. Basically, anytime a sinner is grayed out, I'm just going to be going, okay, I'm going to fight them. It doesn't matter how much or how little sense it makes, unless maybe it's Rhodia. Because every time it's been grayed out, whether it's Dawn, on Heathcliff, if Gregor, we just fight them, and I'm now ultimately paranoid anytime I can't use them. So much going on, my head feels like it's burst. My nerves feel as though they're burning from pouring in so much concentration. I'm listening. Ryoshi's begun engaging their father. With our current power, breaking through the situation will be difficult. Your orders. The sync there from the future is still there, summoned by the sign that manifested on his forehead. Gregor's still rampaging in a grip of uncontrollable metamorphosis. Both teams are still in complete disarray. Even the LCD, the only ones who've been able to move fairly well, end up missing their ace in the hole. Not yet. I take the situation's not favorable. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to do this on our own. I, Otis, never intended to showcase my competence to this extent, but very well. There should not be any issues. I merely follow the manager's orders. Yoshi's sword, finally drawn from the scabbard, pierced the Pinky Nurse father with a single smooth thrust. The enemy staggered to her feet. Kate then opened one of the doors behind her. The way she moved was too slow to be an escape, and her gaze, intently trained on Ryoshi, was too steady to be a kind of look of surrender. Soon we realized she was trying to draw us in after her. Wait, I know for certain I had grown sick of this place. I know. You always said it was my fault that you were fettered to the House of Spiders. Are you saying it's not? I was the one who was being raised in the suffocating house. If anyone has the right to be resentful, it's me. But you left. You freed yourself anyway. You stepped out of the ground outside and traveled to see the sky. The real sky. Oh, even her eyes are glowing red, just like Ryoshi's. I already cut you down with a sword back then. So how come you're still alive? Are you sure? Did you make sure to pierce the sword clean through the heart? Did you even carry a single clear memory to recall for certain? If the memories themselves are gone, all that's left is the feeling you once had something to cherish. How true could that feeling be? When something cannot be remembered anymore, it's time that it's as good as lost. Both the city and this house have become places where not a single soul has the heart to remember the child. And that's how our story ends. Maybe for me, but not for Araya. She's still waiting for me. Araya's waiting for no one. I guess it was her the whole time. But wait, she's grown up in that time. Or maybe it's a reflection of her. Either way, we have to do this ourselves. The Pinky Nurse Father, unknown. This is not ideal, but this actually isn't too bad, at least. Dominating. Favored, that's gonna have to do. Can I dodge it? Risky, but it's not impossible. I don't like this. So they could, well, we don't know anything about Fearless yet. All we know is that there's probably going to be an everything we know is wrong twist. She only has 800 HP, which should theoretically not be too bad to burn through. Which is which I'm very thankful for, make no mistake. After Tianxia's Star's Blade Wound. Tianxia's Star Blade. Ariaki leaves the blade wound that will burn things with fire. Wait, that's supposed to be Ryoshu's sword. Maybe this is Ryoshu, the true Ryoshu, and ours is Araya. I don't like this, but I don't have much choice. Oh, I don't like the look of that hopeless. Power counter. We'll have to do it this way. Alright, we're winning this at least. If this is the true Yoshihide. Oh, I can actually, this team actually can generate some ego energy. That's wonderful. Which is a skill 1, 2, and 3 again? Skill 1 is the sloth one, actually, so might be in my best interest to use this. Ryoshu herself deals that one, so dominating, good. We can't let that one go through. Dominating, good. We can't let that go off. Ryoshu's got that one to worry about. Dominating. An A-res should help significantly, so let's do it this way. Chains of Others should make her significantly easier to deal with. This thing debuffs the hell out of the enemy. Hopefully once I get the Walpurgis Merceau, this should be... actually, it's one worth considering up type 4 for, that's for sure. Interesting. Ryoshu has the Arakashi blade with her, so... Okay, we lost myself. Anxiously have I waited, desperately that I've hoped. Beyond all reckoning I blamed. So this movement shall be severed. I see, so this is to force a solo. I may speak of it, but will it be remembered at all? Okay, they're all dominating, so... Oh no! This is the final boss theme. Already? Hello Suki, welcome. So unfortunately, with this singing here, it's going to be very difficult to, The melee song means it's the final boss, and this seems strangely early, actually. But I guess I have no choice but to not hold back here. Resentment. Alright, keep her down there. Ugh. Hydrangeas bloomed that day, yet there was no return. I can't let that attack go through, so I need to do it this way. If I have to, I'll use the Durante. I can guarantee at least one ego, though I do wish I had a better one than her base. So I guess it's not a big deal. I'm not sure if I can win this damage race with all these damn unbreakable coins. No 8 damage. Right. Even the few words of promise have sunk into oblivion. What's this? Red string. Skill thought plus 3. Deal fam to Pinky Nurse Father. After ego of a skill affinity you are missing. Affection and resentment. The same thing. Let's see what else I forgot to check some of these earlier. The red string. Oh, this just reduces her stats. Interesting. A cut from this blade leaves it seems to burn. This burning can never fade, and the wielder has slashed the existence of their opponent at the cost of their own. So maybe this is Shiomi, but I don't know. In fact, she was so confident about the truth behind her. Paradox. Yeah, Anked. Dewey Stars Blade. Total sum Blade Trail stack plus encounter 25. Converts all skill coins into unbreakable and final power plus 4. Escape as we might, the stubborn thread will force us to cross paths. It refuses to break no matter what I do. Backward flow, bitterness. Deal and take damage for every stack. The memory of being forgotten and abandoned by you refuses to let go, like a stubborn knot, a thread that clings. Deal and take additional damage from Ryoshu. She's got so many crits, I don't like it. She's got some fragile, but that's not much. Dominating, hopeless. Dominating and hopeless. Alright, we'll have to do it this way. I don't have enough egos to cover everything, so I'm gonna have to do what I can here. You're not talking now. One, two, three. Yeah, my damage is really not going well here. I might not make it. This is going to be really, really close. It's better to sever them here. Favored, dominating. 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 Hopeless. Ego it is. If she doesn't crit, I might make it, but that's a big if. Her slash damage is significantly higher. Alright, here we go. Man, I don't like those lyrics. This is not going to be a good ending. The ID broke. They both have the same sword. My heart's pounding. A soft singing echoes in Ryoshi's ears. When will Mommy come back? Will she be here? What about tomorrow? I really want to keep her promise. I want to stay in here quiet. Shut up. Was I too impatient? Did Mommy leave because I couldn't wait out the one fleeting moment? Stop talking. The words mingle and tangle together, making it impossible to tell who's speaking to who. Your daughter has left you forever, just as you did. No doubt Araya will hide again, and I'll be wandering again searching for her. We won't be able to meet for a very long time, so I cannot lose her. This is my last chance. Araya loved watching the stars. She may still be hiding in that starry night. I'll be fine. I'll be waiting for you here. This is the House of Spiders, a place no one can escape from, a place ever suspended, ever barred from touching the sky. The tiny, cramped little space to which I never returned. Left? Never. She lets out an anguished cry as she swings her sword once more. The nurse father makes no void to move to avoid it, though she's entrusting Ryoshi with the right to end her. Which memory did you carve away this time? Finally, the pinky nurse father falls where she stands. The floor of the House of Spiders was cold and unyielding. Hide this box a little. Once you get in, close your eyes and count. It'll be quiet and dark. Once you're in here, everything passes quickly. How do you know? Mommy used to hide in here all the time. Just stay here and wait for me, Araya. I promise I'll come back for you. It'll be fine. I'll wait for you here, Mommy. No, she'll never come back. Once Mommy comes back, we'll go somewhere the stars are so close. No, the scars are the scratches are already inside, so I don't think she's just clawing at trying to escape. Somewhere there's claws, you can't touch them. It'll pack us lunches, cut the sausages in octopus shapes. When I'm done waiting, Mommy will show up and tell me I did good. Just say I knew Aria'd be good at hiding. Then after a little more, I'll wear a big flower, bigger than a watermelon for graduation. I'll take it off after and give it to Mommy. She'll look good with the hydrangles because they look just like me, and then I'll learn more letters. I've got to teach her all the new slang as well, and then... No, those days don't come, Ari'a. Then we'll come and climb the real rooftop, the real wind, and feel the real wind and eat cold watermelon together. Mom forgot all about me. The door never opens. There's no calendar in there. I don't know how many days have passed, and no clock, so I can't tell if it's day or night. I see it now. I was left behind. Mom left for good. Today never ends, and tomorrow never comes. Once that certainty settled in, once every shade of the darkness fell through as though they belonged to me, I threw the door open at myself. Ryoshi in Araya's room in a certain day. If someone had been waiting on the other side of the door, it should have been her. Oh dear, you've fallen into the temporal entanglement, Araya. From the looks of it, my darling daughter must have stepped in this vault countless times. Her blood, you see, interacts uniquely with the flow of time. That's what allowed her to step in here unharmed. You too were born with Yoshihide's blood, because the higher-ups of the thumb wished for another candidate with the innate aptitude to wield Arashiki. However, the fact is, it's simply impossible for you to ever match Yoshihide's aptitude. Blood, yes, that is important, but it's only the first and most basic requirement. What really counts is how you sense time. The way the child perceives and observes, the intention, the balance, perspective, isn't something that can be imitated. Well, thanks to that shared blood, you somehow managed to hold out against time and even read it. But that's also exactly what made a mess of time when you were supposed to bear inside this time vault. I have no idea what kind of emotion drove you to push the door open, but we will be reunited with Yoshihide again without fail, because as long as that child remains incomplete, the House of Spiders will endure. And it just so happens there's a vacancy in the house. Perhaps your aptitude will also be enough to seize the title of Dihui Star. When I opened my hands, I saw wrinkled fingers, strands of thread twined between them. What is my name? Is my name? Yeah, Araya. That's how you read it. It's too hard to read. How do you write your name, Mommy? Side effects must have kicked in. With all this unstable superposition of time, you're bound to experience them for life. These threads hold nothing but pain. They all lead back to you. Closing your eyes won't stop the visions from flooding in. That's the nature of time. It is inevitable. Does that mean if I follow these threads to where you are? If I become a nurse father, will I see her again? Even now, the wait has not stopped. Of course, my sweet daughter will come home. Mommy, I learned something at school today. You're not supposed to smoke around kids. Says who? The teacher. I'm still a growing kid. We need to stay healthy. But we can't do that if people around us keep smoking. Why not? Well, because I'm in a growth period. If bad cells form in your body at a young age, teacher said bad stuff grows faster. Grows faster. Your teacher's a cocky douchebag. Ah, cancer. Mommy, don't talk about my teacher like that. After that day, however, Mommy never touched a cigarette again. But I'll grow to smoke the same kind she did. Every time I took a smoke, it felt like breathing alongside her. The acrid scent that the flow of time draped over her now lingers on my skin. My mind ribbons and twirls like a cigarette in the air, carrying me to the moment I never want to see again. Mommy, where are you going? Don't leave me. Where are you going? Where'd you go? And you crawling back to the house of spiders with that, huh? And once it became painfully clear, there wasn't even an ounce of recognition in her eyes, not even a brief spark. Myriad moments inside me, bound and constricted, began trembling and thrashing. Mommy, can I call you Mommy? The child Ryoshu's memories, the same child who used to munch through mournful snacks, practice how to read and write, sing songs with barely intelligible lyrics, grows the form of the Pinky Nurse Father standing before her eyes. Her final gaze is not on Ryoshu, it's staring into the distance, an unknown point between the folded time. Oh, yeah. The singing voice fades into silence as the Pinky Nurse Father's fallen body goes still. Ryoshu raised her sword slowly. Ryoshu. She answers with silence, staring at herself. I understood that what it was she was watching. She's looking at every strand of thread, the bundle forming herself, the chains that linked us together to our journey. You're thinking about severing the chain. She failed to protect Araya. What she'd promised her daughter with that pinky swear turned to lies, and the thread connecting the two of them was severed to 1,000 little strands. That meant our pact, her pact with Linkle, this company, no longer means anything to her. Clock. I lost the one and only thread that I was clinging to. What reason do I have to stay? Clang. Ryoshu cuts the chain. It falls apart with so little resistance, it's like it had never linked us in the first place. And that was only the beginning. The days of her life let out a piercing shriek as they were severed by the sharp edge of her blade. The memory shaped by the culmination of those days began to fade. Hacked to pieces, mutilated, time itself howls a piercing cry. Yeah, this was a pretty common fan theory, and I don't mind looking at fan theories that may or may not turn to be true. Because at the end of the day, that's part of the fun of something like this, just speculating what could have happened. Clear stage. Ryoshu's gone now, just like Dawn was. I'm gonna have to borrow Merceau again. Although Pursuance probably doesn't matter, but whatever. All that matters is the thumb and the T-Corp Otis. This should be more than sufficient. At long last, the painting has begun. That's my darling daughter. You've made your father proud. Here it is, the first stroke of the House of Spire's masterpiece. The long-awaited piece de resistance has finally been painted. You see it, Sora? It's so very close to perfection. Master Ryan, is this my final test? That's right. Master Ryan, if I could make it through this one too, I might finally be given the honor of being your daughter. The prescript said. Of course, Sora. You've been working so very hard, after all. I loved every single day spent with you, Master Ryan. I feel the same. I know this is a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle, but I can't imagine you have any reason to stay and watch. Your nurse father fulfilled her purpose remarkably. All you need to do is turn and leave and you'll be free. My master but has completed the purpose you have chosen for her, and has not to do with my humble self. Why urge me to leave? It's true I entered the tutelage of my master to inherit the title of Dewy Star, yet how could I leave with her life when her life breath has not yet left her? My insignificant self is not yet worthy to inherit the name of a star. I must bear my master away hence. That has been the most pointless thing to do in the world. Her heart was pierced by none other than that blade. She'll stop breathing soon. Can't you tell by looking at my daughter's face? It's too late. Rare is the opportunity to cross blades with the wielder of Amuga, the non-self, who has also reached the realm of the Ashura. I shall fell her here and depart with my master. How should we proceed now, Detective Manager? If it's as you say, then she's no longer... No, Ryoshu severed the chain without my permission. Remember what Virgilius always says, once you sign, you don't get to quit the company. That's right, their contracts all explicitly say they're not allowed to resign. What is broken was only the forge of the manager. The clause of our contract with Limbus is in effect. We're helping Ryoshu. She may choose to quit in the end. What that Sinclair in the future said still lingers in the corner of my mind. I have no way to knowing if he was a glimpse of what awaits us in the future, but let's at least see her off properly. Fuga. If I can make it through this, then I become daughter too. Like Yoshiishe, my big sister. So that even that is the state of the Muga, the non-self. Ryoshu. She only has her base ego. Muga Ryoshu. Stat Tiansha Star's Blade. Her stats inflict more bleed potency, 3 level up. Maga. Gain offense and level for every 10 stack. The more this effect stacks. So I must hold back using this blade, and once I'm ready, I will return to that house. The heavens themselves are not spared. Heaven, earth, man, and the self. The star only rises for one who perceives all existence in time as a single whole to sever them all. I gotta check her passives. What are your passives? I must look through as though Araya is already safely out of the House of Spiders. I'll stage it by raising this blade against the Nurse Fathers. That should sell the story that I'm trying to stop them from going after. Sell the story? Did she know this would happen? Oh, I see. No, she used her blade. The reason she was cutting them down was to pretend that it had already escaped. Like the Naraka. I know better than anyone how strong and tenacious the Nurse Fathers are. If I'm to deceive them, I need to stage a desperate act of everything at my disposal. Plan to how I'll take on each of them, how their swords will clash with mine. I may lose control over my own mind, but I'll make sure to run the picture through my head over and over. Sever the head thread. Gain bleed account. Take slash equal when hit. The more this effect stacks. Let everything be severed. You, me, all. Once it's done, I'll take Araya back. I'm not strong enough to kill the Nurse Fathers. This I know, but I'm still capable of holding them back. But I can still incapacitate and hold them back for a little while, and then I'll leave. I'll leave and come back stronger. Secure the help of someone stronger than me. Gain allies. Either way, I must come back with a guaranteed means of dealing with them. This unit's panic type does not change when inflicted with an effect that changes panic types. Instead, this unit's inflicted with an effect that inflicted against targets without SP. Oh, Zevra. Welcome. This is a pretty heavy story. Alright. Alright, who's got the mark? I gotta make sure that it doesn't. Neutral. Not ideal, but we're gonna have to make do with what we got. Oh my. This is not good at all, actually. How's the Canto? Does it make you sad? It certainly has so far, and we're not even done yet. Favored. Neutral. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Maybe I should do it this way, actually. He chooses to fight defensively, so shall I. Actually, if I do favored... Yeah, dominating, that's a good one. Dominate. Okay, yeah, Ryoshu's taking this one out rather easily. I should probably let her do that now that I think about it. The second Smoke War. Yep. They don't call... Yeah, they didn't call... They never mentioned the first Smoke War, so that's carries a lot of implications. Damn it. At least T-Corp Otis is still doing her job well. As long as Sora fails her pre-script, she is significantly weakened. So I need to make sure she fails them at all costs. Excellent. Burning up. The first smoke... no, Memories of the Smoke War was in Canto 1. Procuration commencing now. That one's not... Alright, let's see here. Otis is marked, so Merceau needs a protector. Favored, neutral. Yeah, Gregor and a number of and Otis and a number of other characters have mentioned being veterans of the first Smoke War. But we'll have to see. Sometimes it's not always a sequel. Yeah, I'm not going to attack Sora here because that's going to give her a karmatic consequence. brush stroke. Yeah, as long as Sora's failing her prescripts, I think we should have an easy fight against her, because Karmic Consequence is a huge penalty. With the way things are going, it looks like Kira's gonna be the only apprentice who survives. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Alright, that's neutral. Oh dear. I don't even have the ability to... Hopeless. Oh dear. Gonna have to hope favored is enough. Yeah, something's up. What are those purple coins? I'll have to check in a minute. Read Yoshi's skills again. They might have changed. Yeah, you're right. Looks like none of them are dying yet, so I should be given a moment to look her up. Okay, there we are. Clear. The prescript cannot be defied. I thought I did. A specific attack is marked, and a specific... Alright, let's double check Ryoshu's skills again. Oh dear. Oh, because her memories are going, the more and more she uses her sword. Oh no. Why are these skills purple? It just... They're all losing everything. It's only the sinners who are keeping their attack effects and weapons complete with text. She's making them all forget. Is she knowingly doing this, knowing that she's helping us ultimately win? What's the prescript mark mode? Skill power -2 and take additional damage from index enemies. Yeah, the whole reason Ryoshu seems to be doing this is specifically to make sure we win. She basically just wants to go down in fighting, which I get, but at the same time... Oh, I don't like that struggling. She's dominating this though, so... Dominating. Hopeless. I need to attack into here because I can't afford to let him, delete. If Merceau dies, this is gonna be a problem. I might be able to finish it with Otis, but I don't know. Otis's base ego doesn't have too many particularly noteworthy effects, but can't say anything bad about a base 20 coin, that's for sure. Yeah, I was expecting Sora would definitely be the sympathetic one to die next. Didn't we take him out? He should be dead. Erasing you. We don't even know what they have anymore. She's deleting the unbreakable coins. Ren is slain. I failed to save my master. This is woeful regret. All that's left is Sora. Beep, I think so too. Otis is marked here. Is this unclashable? I think it actually might be. No, it's not. Well, I can't, hopeless. This is extremely risky, but I don't have a choice. I have to hope that if she fails the coin, I win. And that is basically how I'm gonna have to do this to win. Of course, if she gets the 44, I'm gonna lose anyway, so that's kind of annoying. It is horrible if she gets the 3 scripts bonus. Wait, Otis isn't dead. Well, Kathy was erased from every timeline. These are simply... But you are making a good point. Their bodies are... The corpse is gone. He's not a bloody pile like all the others. I have no idea how she's not dead right now. All this said was when you stack enough. Gonna have to do it this way. Whatever they want, Ryoshu has the ultimate weapon for. I can see why she wants it. Not only is her daughter gone, but she doesn't want to even have the Nurse Fathers have their last laugh of her having slayed everyone, becoming the ultimate weapon. She wants to die so that she doesn't have to have this anymore. Erasing me, erasing you. Every unbreakable coin is gone. Sora is gone. Not even a corpse left. She just faded away. I imagine it's no coincidence. It's specifically, it is Otis and Merceau who are here to watch it. Green coins, purple coins. Yeah, they're Dang. Now let me ask you something. Do any of you remember who you just fought? They've become so faint to me, I can't even recall their names. This can only mean her completion is within reach. All that's left is to wait. My memory's fine. I still remember the names, Sora and Ren. Comparing your representative to mine, I can tell this is no mere memory wipe procedure, executive manager. But the House of Spiders sought to reshape Shu into is to be some sort of concept incinerator. As you may well know in the city, getting rid of anything is quite a pain. Tear a piece of napkin to pieces, burn it, swallow it, destroy evidence of its existence. Rainbow coin, oh that'd be awful. But if there's even one person left to remember it once existed, there's also a way to dig up whatever's left of it. If concepts can be destroyed with a simple slash of a sword, or indeed be a technology of an unprecedented convenience. A pit that forever buries all that enters it. Has to been a long thing of dreams for many in the city. That's the reason that House of Spiders came to serve. A joint enterprise of the 5 fingers. Thumb, index, middle, ring, and pinky as the stakeholders. Everything they wish to forget can simply be thrown into this pit. The House of Spiders, located in the heart of the abyss. Call it a landfill, a bottomless well where secrets can sink for eternity, a grave where cherry blossoms bury the incidents beyond the veil of oblivion. People can simply cast whatever ugly secret they want buried, whatever they'd rather forgot here, and it will never resurface, nor can it be made to resurface. The Nurse Fathers who died, those who survived, the rest of you who made it all the way here. Marvelous job, everyone. The objective was to elevate my darling daughter to a state of complete emptiness, and to accomplish that, we had to forge a fetter, for fetters inevitably invite nihility. Now, the crevice of the void will be filled with loneliness and transformed to a veritable hell of blades that slashes away at the world, until nothing of it remains. The 7 human coins. Oh, screw you. I always told her to quit smoking, you know, but she never listened. Perhaps my darling daughter's always recognized the aesthetics of beauty, captured in the last drag of the cigarettes. How beautiful that lone ember is, consuming its own being, cutting itself loose, releasing a speck of light as it fades into self-immolation. Right then, a voice called, "Hey, have you ever seen a ball of yarn? The one with the 2 ends, the same thread touching each other. Araya? She talked to you, Executive Manager? I'm afraid I didn't hear a thing. I was on high alert, entirely focused on watching the Index Nurse Father and Ryoshu. It's possible I simply missed it due to the heat of the moment. I saw her clinging weakly to the manager's ankle in my near-death state. The manager did not make a single ticking sound, and the moment little Araya approached, memories from neither past nor present, but the future, rushed to me for a split second for scattering. The more Mom tried to sever the threads, the more yarn puffed up. Ryoshu, what's happening to Ryoshu? Among the days I spent with my mother is a day we went to snack called the Dragon's Beard Candy. First, it started off as a single thread, of which split into 2, 4, 16, until it became rolled tens of thousands of sugary strings. Mom and I watched it together, and watching it, even now, See, I was right. If Mommy had 3 more pieces than me. And the thread she's cutting off may appear severed, but that's not what it looks like to me. They're only getting longer and longer, silkier and silkier like candy. Slashing away the threads won't sever it. Mother and I are tied together on every path. I see it now. I can also see her white knuckles gripping tightly on the thread, refusing to ever let go. How could one bear witness to layers upon layers of time, and dismiss them all as mere fleeting moments? That's why I'm gonna tell her. Tell her thanks for coming to find me. It's true the threads keep multiplying the more Ryoshu cuts them, but eventually the strands will spread so thinly they'll scatter to the void before they can even reach her. If that's the case, perhaps a chain. The same chain she already cut, the same stubborn one that brought her back from death countless times. Golden Bow Resonance. Ira. Melt down the severed chain and reforge it in the roaring kiln of one's heart. This is most likely the true one that was meant to be forged. The one before Dante accidentally forged the Malkuth one instead. The resolve to sever everything, the blade that cuts through it all. They both start from the same wish, the wish to protect. Take this chain and let it guide your way. Go and tell her everything you never got to say. This thread, it might just work. Aria grabs the red searing chain. Ryoshu already severed the chain once. It was discarded in the throes of her agony, but it's our strand and our own spider's thread, woven by time itself. I gotta go now. Mommy's waiting for me. She makes her way toward the translucent sphere with perky and light footsteps, as if she's heading out on a picnic. Araya entered the fathoms of Ryoshu, and at the same time, she exists outside of her. Cut and sever, everything, whatever they are, whoever they are. Mommy. In the hearts of every moment, I hear you, Mom. Her, Mother, Ryoshu, her dear lost child of mine. Should the way back home elude you, why don't we follow the thread back to the very first knot that hurt the most? So how do you write your name, Mommy? Go on, read it. Ryoshu. No, that's not how you read those letters. Yoshihide, that's how you say it. Ryoshu, prettier and easier. Mommy, you wouldn't know this, but you never once let go of me, no matter for which strand of thread I peered into. That's how I know the ends and beginnings of all of our journeys. Sacrificing herself to save Ryoshu? No. Because I know that pain cannot define the past. We are built to overcome endless mishaps. Hey Yoshi, but you know it's not so bad. When you are with me, cherish as long as we last. Can you read the letters properly now? Yeah, bet, but you know, I still like Ryoshu more, because S is not for everyone. Let memories play back. Sorry, Araya. That's okay. I'm glad I was your daughter because I got to do everything I wanted together with you. There was this day I flubbed my guitar performance. We were in the front row, clapping louder than everyone, and the sausages in the lunchbox didn't look like a octopus at all. They were still yummy. The moment I saw you again, it all felt was how much I missed you. She made herself into the blade. Yoshi's blade. Definitely gonna be a moment after this. What do you want to be when you grow up? When I grow up, Mommy. I want to be Mommy's mommy because then it'll be my turn to give you lots of love. I see. Not pity, but love. Mommy, I learned something new at school today. Just follow after me. I love you so much. Araya, I love you too. Come on. That's not it. That's not how you shorten it. I'll teach you to shorten one last time. Little by little, I forgot the smile I can never afford to lose.
나를 들뜨게 만드는 일은 많지 않지만 이번엔 그 귀중한 경우의 수에
Right, we're not done yet. We still have one last idiot we need to take. One last asshole. Cannot deploy. Well, at least the good news is I don't think this is because we can't fight him this time, so let's clear the selection here. Ryoshu must be first. Well, not necessarily, but I will anyways.
제 차례인
형님권
H사와
Now, I think I actually should borrow an Earl King for this because mine is only up tie 3, and he does get a very significant upgrade at up tie 4. I have no idea what move in reg does. Oh, it's from the battle pass. This is a charge ID thing. Burn. Yeah, it's not gonna help me too much here, but I suppose it's better than nothing.
죽음 충동 억제.
Gregor's out of commission, but it's not a huge deal, at least since he wasn't my strongest ID. Sweetie, subjectively speaking, let me say you're far more beautiful now than you were earlier, but do you have any idea what you just lost and what you let go? Ryoshu crawled out of the depths of hell, dragging herself up by a spider's thread. She emerges, her fingers around the scabbard closed from all that leaves and lives. You sent away the most precious thing in the world with your own hands. Everything that made up that child has now been cut away because of you. What you returned here for, and what you wish to protect, and what you long to meet again, all of it's gone now. You have nothing left. We, on the outside, still remember, but ironically, it was within yourself that it all passed to oblivion. Right, I've lost everything. That's not true, Ryoshu. You're still holding it in your hand. She opens her fist, as if she wasn't aware she'd been clenching it. Resting in her palm, the scabbard that presses against her skin, its shape and weight filling her senses. Yeah, Araya turned herself into that blade, the scabbard somehow. The more you treasure something, the less of it you ought to keep, just to fit within your hands. Ryan, you of all people, you always knew what I was going to become, didn't you? Yes. And once I'd reached completion, what would you have left? Who knows? Only Hermes, who deigns to grace me with the whispers, would know the answer to that. Is Hermes the one who grants the prescripts? To this day, we had no idea what grants the prescripts. Is there even a single thing about you that doesn't come from the damn prescripts? Now that you mention it, sweetie, I suppose there really isn't. One day the prescripts told me to change my name, so I made a new one. One day they told me to start a family, so I got married and raised a child. Then another day it told me someone would be killed before my eyes, and that I was to do nothing but watch it happen, so I waited without lifting a finger. Even in their final moments, my wife and child never understood why I simply watched it happen to them. And you just accepted that? Do you think I shouldn't have? Darling, remember the story about a spider that wanted to leave its web? Unsatisfied with merely gazing upon the sky, it wished to be free of its web. Seeing that, a long-lived chrysalis, who was as wise as it was old, told the spider to circle its web 3,000. If nothing changes, another 1,000. Another set would change nothing still. Round and round, the hopeful spider circled its web more times than it could count. Yet after thousands of repetitions, all it saw was the same old web. The spider, full of despair, went to confront the chrysalis, who had now morphosized to a butterfly. I've circled the web. Why hasn't anything changed? Flying to the distance, the butterfly answered, resign yourself that you are forever bound to the web, and close your heart to the sky until it ceases to stir feelings. That's the only way you are truly free of the web. My darling daughter, you'll end up losing everything if you let yourself be shackled by what gives you these feelings. Happiness, wrath, sorrow, joy, because once you get a taste of them, you'll learn the truth that to live is to suffer. Alright, and that's why I must remain in the House of Spiders. We are. Wait, is there 2 Millie songs here? If I let you go here, you will never come home again. I could force you to stay, but I get nothing of it. But that's still better than letting this empty regret burrow through the heart, isn't it? Alright, let's get started. It almost sounds like he wants to die. If that's the case, why is he going out so hard, damn it? Right, he's Index, so he probably has the Index gimmick. Malakuth. Ira. What is the Ira? Ryan's Mask. For every offense, reduces his stats. For every stack, take skills that damage that increase burn or bleed. Oh, of course, and I'm running a sinking team. I keep it covered because it hurts to even look at. The prescript. Gain effects, stackable. Okay, so if I get him to fail his prescripts, we're in good shape. He doesn't seem to have any. Oh yeah, he has real. Okay. This might be a little tricky then. Oh dear. Alright, let's see here. Malkuth's reign. Imperfect power that shall glimpse of the power that shall reign over the kingdom. And what's this? Gilbura's blade. Oh, so there are 2 Miri songs. Oh wow. Alright, Gilbura's blade. Convert all skill points to unbreakable. Deal 100 damage. Skill point power for this turn. Unit cannot be staggered from all sources of damage. At less than 10 HP, heal 10 HP. For this turn, the unit's HP cannot drop below 10. For this turn, every coin hit from the base attack skills and counter heals 10% max damage dealt. Expires the turn end. Yeah, I wish I had some better egos here, but whatever. We'll make do with this. Let's see here. What color does she have? I should probably do a favored one here. Although I really need to be careful. Dominating, that's all good, that's good. And if I have too many... Power Guard. We need to get her in negative mode. Favored. Actually, I can go with this. Power Counter. Favored, that's fine. The Earl King needs to use his defensive skill here. I believe it's a clashable, so yeah, that'll work. And Ryoshu dominating. Yeah, that should do. We need to make sure he fails his prescript so that he gets a pain. Plus, I need to use all the defensive to set up all the units. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Sinking is such a nice... Excellent. If I can get him Echoes of the Manor on him, that's gonna be quite nice. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, please, by all means, bring her to negative sanity, the character to negative sanity that I want negative sanity. I shall crush all that stand before me. Celebration for the departed. He's too easy. He's definitely gonna be ruining it soon enough. Alright, I need to use his defensive skill again to use his special negative modes. Imitation of a father. Crack. Alright, yeah, let's see here. More prescripts. Yeah, he's gotta attack his song now, so I need to make sure he doesn't get to do that. And actually, since this is I can use a power counter on one of these since he's at above 15 sanity, which means I'll get the upgraded skill 3 against that. Let's see here. I should be able to do it this way. Favored, dominating. Yeah, I'm fine with the dominating. Neutral, favored. I'll replace that if I can, but no dominating. Yeah, dominating, please. Dominate that if you please. Struggling, oh dear. Is this gonna be a little easier? Neutral, favored. Oh, right. Actually, I can do this. Which one's Faust again? That one. So I need to make sure that one is hit. There we are. Alright, as long as he doesn't fail his prescripts, he'll be in a bit worse shape. Alright, winning clashes. This is a good start. Unless it turns out his coins are all negative, in which case I'm accidentally going to be ruining myself. So I suppose... no, his coins are all pluses. They're just going to be unbreakable ones. Fortunately for him, so can be some of my sinners. Lament, mourn, and despair. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. 7, 2 to go. 1, 2, 3. Just confiscation. Clear. Okay, he's getting powered up by the prescripts. Procuration, let's see here, Hermes. Gain 1 stack when using an attack skill. At 9 stack, use a very powerful skill, and it's assumed when using it as my god commands. Oh, interesting. I think this is the first person who was straight up, yeah, I worship this thing as a god. Everyone else so far usually just goes, oh, that's something people used to believe in. I keep it covered. Alright. Alright, let's check the passives. Enough time has passed, he probably has a few of them unlocked. Let's see here. When using a skill against the target, convert all coins unbreakable. Oh, if the target is killed, the unit can no longer attack. The unit's remaining skills non-sinner. Oh, of course. If the target's killed, he gets to retarget while I don't. Why wouldn't he? That's... Okay, so basically I need to make sure whoever he targets is not clashing him. That's not going to be a total pain in the ass. Do you wish me to raise a family? It must have been fate that brought us together. To think I'd ever meet a husband like you. Do you wish me to lose a family? Honey, I gotta take a quick trip up north today. Also, hey buddy, I expect a package this afternoon. Would you be clear and pick it up for me, sweetheart? I waited for the moment this prescript told me to. Even after my darling daughter left, I waited. After a while, I was contacted by Limbus Company and saw the back doors open. That's when the device beeped to let me know it was finally time to bring my daughter home. So yeah, Limbus Company was working with the Nurse of Fathers to force her, Ryoshi to face it. Random weapon is assigned to each coin. Each weapon has a unique effect. Blunt damage, gain 2 poise. Okay, so he can basically gain... This coin deals additional damage. More holes. Oh, lovely. This isn't a pain in the ass to deal... Gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with. A vial of what looks like a liquid metal capable of changing its shape and mass. Its qualities, almost like singularities, swishes inside the device. The form of fluid is contingent on the prescript device receives. The weapon it produces depends on the information regarding the target and the time limit given to carry out the assassination. One day, he received a dagger too small for the task, so he elected to wait until it produced a different weapon. Despite the approaching deadline, he refused to provide him proper ones. He had no choice but to kill his target with a fork. Okay. Following prescripts is to unlock what is locked. Oh, does he actually gain... Does he even gain the negative effect if he fails it? No, he doesn't. Oh no, he does get... If it was not executed, gain karmic... Gains clash up. Okay, so I need to make sure Faust does not clash him. Not a problem. This is a useless turn doing that anyways. Okay, yeah. Still red, so I want to do it this way. Neutral, favored. Alright, this will have to do. Oh, it's dominating. Even better. Earl King is actually still 15, so I can do it this way. That should be pretty easy. His song is definitely going to want to dominate this. Dawn, Oopsie. That's fine, I'll just have Ryoshu struggling, oh dear. I guess I can ego that, I don't mind. I just need to struggle, oh dear. We'll do it this way, I guess. Her power counter. Alright, this should be fine. As long as he doesn't touch his targets, fine. He can touch the non-targets and they'll... Kozan, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Satisfying. Yeah, he does all positive coins, so if we keep him in the negative zone, it should be fine. Unless he changes phases and it's negative coins, in which case I am completely screwed, and I should probably use, I don't know, Tremor or something. My Tremor team sucks, never mind. Oh, Dullahan. Alright, here we go. Goodbye now, a sorrow. Excellent damage there. Counter pretty hard. Wow, he lost the counter. Flashable counter, that's nice. Boom. There, he's got karmic consequence as a result of this, and that's going to be quite helpful to me. And this deals burn damage, that's right. That's going to be good. Oh, right, I also have Yasong's, WoW Ego that deals fire damage. That's going to be fun. Alright. It's Faust again. Okay, just make sure Faust doesn't, do this. So in that case, I'll just have her help generate this kind of energy. I could use his WoW Ego, but I'd rather... Yeah, work on this a little, so let's see here. Alright, what color does she have next? Blue. Blue, I can just Ego. Dominating. Maybe I should Ego with this guy. Just favored. Ugh, I wish I could do better, but you know what? She can take a hit if she has to. Earl King, I should definitely do a clash counter here since that'll upgrade it. Dawn is good at gluttony, and this should be fine. Never mind, I'll do it this way. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. Alright, he's counters, but that's how limit, mourn, and despair. Now that's a wonderful... Oh yeah, that's a nice thing that the Earl King's gotten. And mine will be doing that soon once I up-tie for him, or else he'll do a stronger version. Thanks. But like I said, syncing, I just happen to get the final component, the sinking team. If you have the proper Yasung, Earl King, and some sort of Echoes of Manor, you're pretty much set no matter who you use. Don't make no mistake, Magical Girl Rhodey is a huge ass at this too. Oh yeah, he's failing his pre-script because he's not touching a hair on Faust's head. Bam. Oh yeah. Bit boosted burn damage. Help a little. Clear. Did he really pass that? Please tell me he has some karmic consequence. He doesn't have karmic consequence, does he? Nope, he does. He does. Gain defense level down, fragile, clash power down. Oh yeah, I'm making him suffer. Of course he's targeting Earl King. Yeah, I don't like this one bit. Hopeless. Yeah, we're gonna have to do the ego. Dominating. Okay. In fact, I think I'm going to do something to make this a little easier. An absolute resonance. And of course, make sure that this is the one. Oh wait, does the turn end immediately after this? Let me check. Clash win. I gotta make sure he doesn't win that, that's for sure. Let's see here. Damage down, paralyzed, damage. After attack, the skill generated Mang, lose 20 SP. After attack, yeah, damn it, that ends a turn no matter what. Well, the good news is, because the ego lands, that's gonna help, and the absolute resonance should help out here. Although I guess in this case I should use this one, so that I save the pride skill for the next turn. Yeah, we'll generate all these and save the rest for the next turn. Snag Harpoon, there we are, broke through. And this is gonna be an instant 5 Kozan, by the way. Staggered. Oh, wonderful. Because he's staggered, he doesn't get his attack. Oh, perfect timing. Time to bring out everyone's skill 3s. Absolute resonance. Blue again, huh? You know what? He's staggered. Let's do it. A raw attack ego. The raw damage is going to be very delicious. I could also use Gluttony here, but I think I should save that one. So let's do it this way. Title Elegy. He's by himself, and he's staggered, and this is an ego that explicitly is all about damage. So time to take your medicine, so-called nurse father. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I was kind of hoping she'd get the 5 on the other one, but I guess it's on simple clash that it does that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Requiem. A good one, haha. I'm so glad I was able to get the Earl King. He's such a wonderful addition to this team. 1, 2, 3. And just, here we are. There was no reason to treat this wound. It was sure to burn again once you returned home anyways. May as well get used to it, right? You talk as if I'm gonna stay. His beeper. Sweetie, all would be well if you just stay. The House of Spiders doesn't have to disappear. Please, don't leave. He's doing a whole Phantom of the Opera thing. And I imagine it's specifically Phantom of the Opera that inspired him. Okay, so make sure that, Alright, so make sure that she's not hit at all costs. Got it. Favored, huh? I can do a couple things to guarantee that, but honestly, no one's in that bad of shape, actually. So I probably don't need to do too much, but at the same time, it might be good to have, if the target's HP is above 50% damage, deal additional. I guess that's fine. Oh, that's only favored. Then never mind. Hopeless, struggling, neutral. Oh dear, that really is bad. Alright, let's see here. What's the what are the passives for these again? Staggered when all at lowest SP is efficiency. Max 2. Details. For debuffs. I think Faust actually has a few debuffs on her. No, she doesn't actually, so I don't need to worry about Hex Nail. And nobody actually needs healing, so... Dominating. Wait, the... Dominating? I mean, okay, I'll have her dominate. Favored. I guess favor is fine. Dominating. There we are. Neutral. Dominating. Neutral. Wow. Really? Is that the best you can do? You know what? Let's check the passives here. Maybe one of them can help. I guess that's okay, but... Chance to corrode 100%. You know what? I think this can actually afford to corrode, because this automatically targets the enemy with the highest HP. No one has anywhere near the amount of HP as the boss. Yeah, see, it says indiscriminate, but it targets the most HP. Passives. Unfortunately, this is only Uptide 3, so it's not as blatantly overpowered as a 4, but it should help. Now, does he have enough sinking for it? He does not, actually. That's mildly infuriating. Whatever. Neutral it is. Although I guess I could also use this, Weathered Pride. Dominating. Despite getting on in age, the Euro King really has aged well. I'm hoping all the capstones do. Well, so far they have. Some think that G-Corp Gregor is his capstone for Canto 1, but I think that's actually supposed to be a Toma reflection, so I don't think he or Roja have one. But Sinclair's is technically still good, even if purely because he works well as just raw damage, kind of like Ting Tang Hong Lu. I guess most other games would refer to that type of unit as a beat stick. Alright, I'm getting lucky. I admit I'm getting lucky here. Oh, crap. Oh, damn it, I lost that. Well, my luck ran out there. Oh well, this is why I like to have Dawns. Alright, there we go. Make sure that the Earl King is not hit under any circumstances. Never mind, that actually may be tough because someone staggered. Ugh. Oh dear. Favored. All that just for favored, huh? Well, those are very strong, so, Gonna have to do it this way. Dominating. Ryoshu, dominating. I'm still at red card, so I need to do it this way. Unopposed. Favored. Is this target fixed? All 3 skills with Indulgence for later on the clashing. Sizzling Wound. Instead. Hold on. Let me check what that yellow skill is. Only Ryoshu can clash this skill. If all 3 skills with Indulgence prescripts, inflict 2 more sinking count, expires, gain number of clash karmic consequence. If this unit lose the clash, gain a sizzling wound. Alright, so I do need to have Ryoshu clash that. Ryoshu, please clash that then. Dominating very easily. Oh, I'm getting lucky, instantly get staggered. Yeah, that's gonna teach me, isn't it? What's the passive for this one again? Honestly, I don't really need the out here, I don't think, actually. I just have to make sure I don't... It's gonna become unbreakable, actually, if I do that. At 75, karmic blunt weapons appear less frequently. That's favored. Dawn. Struggling? Oh dear. Well, I do have one that's gonna help with that. What's the passive here again? Oh, it charge isn't gonna do anything for me, but at the same time, I could use the damage. Although I suppose if target has bleed, heal 3 HP. Well, he has bleed, so why not? Favored. Not the most ideal, but it'll have to do. Sangrada Sancho. Let's go, Risonante, and I need a sip of my drink. Holy crap, that was a lot of damage from an unbreakable coin. What the hell? Yeah, that's painful, but... There we are. I need to win these clashes no matter what, at the very least. We need to make sure his sanity tanks as well. As per usual, like all bosses, he gets a lot of free sanity purely so that he won't be too easy to win clashes. Purely so that he doesn't go into negatives just from losing normally. Yeah, as expected, those... Yeah, those get turned into there. Unfortunately, he still gets to get his prescript win, which is really bad for me. Well, the good news is, I can protect Faust from that incoming unbreakable coin attack. This will also be a bit of healing for her and anyone else that needs it. It's my only source of healing, but it'll be fine until I get Pursuance for Merceau. Or Lantern for Sinclair. I think Rogi also has a good one with... I think Rogi's Hexnail is also a decent one. Who's the Wolf Girl and Fausty goes? That's Calcet from Arknights. Poor Dawn. Favored, dominating. Yeah, I have all the Arknight character crossover ones, so that's pretty good for me. Yoshu, dominating. Excellent. Struggling, oh dear. Will it be a bit easier with this one? Yes. Earl King is off of his horse. Oh, darn it, I can't... Well, that's not good, is it? Rolahan.
No. What?
Yeah, it's getting to the point I cannot reasonably stop his prescripts. There we are, 5 Kozan again. Yeah, there's a reason I keep calling Hanafuda Ishmael my ace. Even if the upcoming Kira Ishmael is better, I'm still gonna be keeping her, that's for sure. Although I guess to be fair, she's gonna be middle, so she won't be for a sinking team. This is our fate. That is not your fate. Climb out of there, Yoshihide. What's this one? Let's see here. Where is it? Here it is. Does not trigger the target's defensive skills. Unfocused volley. When the skill flips coins, each flips a random among its targets. The first coin always targets the main one. All on hit and all damage are only against the random that the target selected. Flash power plus 10. It's reduced by 1 for every traumatic consequence. Ooh, okay, so I have 6. So he's reduced 6 reduced clash power out of it. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough for anything. Yeah, that's pretty insane. I might have a way to deal with it. Let's find out. Oh, never mind. That's not going to work. Oh, crap. I did lose someone. I think I lost... Did I lose Yasang? No, Yasang's still here. It was it was Rhodia. Oh, man, that's awful. I lost Rhodia. The good news is his HP is dropping like a rock, however, so as long as I can kill... But does this end the turn after he uses it? I need to know if this ends the turn after... Yes, it does, because why wouldn't we... Can't we... Because why would we have nice things, you jerk? Dominating. Alright, gonna have to do it this way. Alright, let's go through here. Dominating. This should make it a lot easier to clash. Yep, doesn't matter how furious you are, buddy. This is over. And of course, this will shield Faust, so she won't take nearly as much damage as she could.
이제 와서 자유롭게 살아갈 수 없어. 도망치는 우리 너를 잡고 같아.
300, sheesh. That was horrific. Well, I'm going to use. I'm fine using a Durante on this if I need to. So you know what? Let's do it. Slot an ego without consuming resources. Faust. I would very much like your healing ego. Dominating. Still need to cup up the Hanafudas. Oh wow, now we are dominating. After he did that... Oh yeah, he's been losing a lot of clash power because I've been getting a lot of karmic consequence on him. His Sizzling Wound is also weakening him, so we need to push our advantage to the best of our ability. Dominating. I do believe I can use this to get his Odulahan going. Dominating. Dominating, and... should be good. Dominating. Yeah, this will be fine. Wait, who's marked? Faust. Oh dear. Favored, huh? You know what? Let's risk it. Because I don't want him touching Faust. The more he fails his prescripts, the easier this fight is going to become. Indexes get a lot of damage if you let them ramp up, but if you they fail it. Oh yeah, this is fun. One, two, three. 1, 2. And we're just gonna do some raw damage and healing here. But hey, this also replenishes Faust's shield, so next time she takes an unavoidable hit, she can take it. This may not be as good as Fluid Sac, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have some nice things of its own, that's for certain. Calus and Faust are two peas in a pod. They're both very good at saying a lot while being very wordy when they could easily have shortened it. Ugh. Ooh, poor Ishmael. But this can... Ooh, this is gonna be a good... oh my. Dominating. This will be a good turn for this. Resonante. Alright, we'll use the Magical Girl Ego. Dominating. Only Ryoshu can clash this, I'd wager. So, yep. Hopeless. Well, I know one way to make it a lot less hopeless. Here we are. Now, who's he attacking again? There's not... yeah, with someone stunned, I can't prevent that. So I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Gain a bunch of haste and power up next turn. Dominating... yeah, we're gonna dominate that just to make sure it doesn't work. Hopeless, dominating... and I don't mind using Hong Lu's here. I just have to be careful about not using too many of these. Because a lot of egos. There we go, we're getting Butterfly active, which means it is now officially our burst turn. This song is so beautiful, I'm gonna love listening to it on YouTube until I'm sick of it. Alright, go, Magical Girl Dawn. She's I like to think she's whispering the incantations now. There's no need to be over the top during the big climactic finale. All she's who knows, maybe when she gets if she gets another cancer to herself, we could have her upgrade her Magical Girl powers. Ooh, darn it. Oh well. Man, that's not as much damage as I was hoping, but I guess what matters is that we won the clash. Ooh, and there was a bit of healing involved there. I forgot that had a bit of it too. Ugh. Poor Dawn. She won that clash and died anyways. Land of Illusion. Forest with Flames. He's not just beefy, sheesh. Thankfully, Ryoshu can take that hit. Body sack. Of course he stuns the Earl King so I don't even get the ego off. Why wouldn't he? Damn it. Substitutes in. I have a very good damage one that you're going to regret, my friend. Okay, maybe not. Holy crap, how is he back at full power? That's balls, I tell you. Huh. Favored. Ryoshu's the one who can take these hits, so she should probably... Yeah, favored. Hopeless. Favored. That's better than nothing, at least. Neutral. Not ideal, but it'll have to do. Hopeless. Dominating. Oh, if this is dominating all of them, then why not? Okay, then we'll do it. Chains of Others. Oh, forgot this one. Alright, now who's got the prescript mark? Or so. That's a bit of a problem, because that's going to become unbreakable. You know what? Alright, we're gonna have to do it another way then. I guess this is how we'll have to do it. Not ideal, but this is how the cookie crumbles sometimes. One, two. Come on, his HP should be low enough it should reuse, right? Yeah, reuse. A little painful, but not nearly as bad as it could be. Okay, good. Ryoshu's won that. Yeah, we should win even if we have to get carried by Ryoshu. She's extremely overpowered for this fight. She didn't have enough for it, so she just powered herself up for the next fight. Damn it. My sinking team is falling apart. I should have done that better. Crap, it's this again. I think Ryoshu can still beat it. Hopeless. Hopeless. Dominating. Alright, we'll do it this way. I need to make sure he loses this. How the hell? Did he seriously win? How the hell did he win? As long as Ryoshu is alive, we can win this. Nothing else matters. I know how to do this. Oh, I already used that. That might be a bit of a problem. Because I should have used it on his, yeah, I should have used it on Sinclair's WoW ego, because that one activates on his death. Specifically on his death. Yeah, he's dead no matter what, as long as... You know what, I think, yeah, Sinclair is durable. Middle Sinclair is actually a tanky. He should at least survive a turn so that Ryoshu can finish him. Yeah, Ryoshi's gonna kill him this turn no matter what. I'm just lucky my Sinclair is a very tanky one. You cannot cut this off, sweetheart. This isn't something you can break so easily. Want to say that again, buddy? Like the others, like some of the others before her. What do I know about love? How can I recreate what I've never had? All I know is that I must keep you thriving. Man, this came down to the absolute wire. If nutrients are what you lack, I'll water you with every drop of blood I have. Here she goes. Drag it. But now I know sacrifice is the easy path. My absence cannot ever change that. Once upon a time, Dad, why do the sea waves keep crying? Because they're sad they're knocking over the sand castles. Then they should just not knock them over. Waves move with the winds. When the wind blows, our threads can cut, and S is not. But when the wind blows, the high and low tides can help it knock down everything in their path. And why not just push back when the wind blows? Think of it this way, darling. The waves built those sandcastles only because the wind pulled them in. And now the wind is pushing them to bring the castles down. So the waves really have no reason to feel sad. Then Dad, when will they be happy? Yoshihide. Well, let's take our time finding out then, shall we? We can save the ending for later. We'll read all those endings together once you grow up and become as old as Daddy. Okay, you gotta read to me every day, pinky promise. Here we go. I hear the waves. How do they sound? They sound lonely. He finally gave her one ending. There we go. That came down to the wire. Sinclair was the last one on that list. Thankfully, he's durable and can take hits like that, but wow. Oh, we're back to the LCP. The casualty. Casualty that threads the past, the present, the future. I gotta grab a sip of my drink. This is gonna be a big one. The causality that threads the past, the present, and the future. The company had much to do in the aftermath of the incident. Sod took an indefinite leave of absence. Honestly, that might be the only possible way to make sure she doesn't die. Lissa went to the long-term recovery ward. Martin's remains were placed in the morgue for the LCE's casualties. Man, hard to believe the one with the self-destruct button survived in the end. Hohenheim, as usual, went off with a shrug and a half-hearted wave of the hand. We never got to talk to him properly about all that's happened. There were many other victims we couldn't name individually. The index nurse father vanished without a trace and couldn't be located, but with the machinations of the House of Spiders foiled, the company seemed to have decided he's no longer a serious threat, and proceeded to call off the manhunt. And on the burned rooftop, a red school bag was discovered, bearing a name tag filled out with a child's clumsy handwriting, with a golden bow safely nestled within. Her daughter's last gift to us, the golden bow, for whatever this mysterious goal we have is. And as we found out, Limbus Company itself set this whole thing up. But things clearly did not go according to plan, since they were clearly not expecting the Malkuth to awaken. Ryoshi started smoking again. Any trace of Arai's existence was erased from her mind, and there was at present no way to restore them. Perhaps Ryoshi herself knew the loss, that something flowed out of her and disappeared. But to what extent? I had no way of telling, and it'd probably be a bit depressing to ask. She didn't ask why the scabbard of her sword looked different, so instead of asking if she was alright, I chatted her up. Looks like we managed to safely retrieve the golden bows once again. Right. How do you feel about it, Ryoshu? Well, at least it wasn't sad. I mean, I was alright, not gonna lie. Oh, you mean such a Wait, what? Ryoshu, I've heard the other one before. This is bad. Seriously? Yeah, it's better. I'll switch back. Do you hate compliments or something? Oh, don't tell me. You're not switching back because I liked it, are you? Are you? Entanglement is a connection that transcends space, time, and any attempt at conceptualization. Thus, so long as one half the connection exists, nothing, probabilistically, can said to have been entered a state of complete decay. As long as its trace wanders the city, it will eventually resurface. Does that mean, yes, so long as that scabbard remains in existence, and as long as the bus keeps moving, I'll keep turning the clock, and when I do, we'll all be seeing the same starry sky. The stars that no longer exist in the city swirl around us like a vortex. Every time I revive the sinners, Ryoshu too will exist in the moment, to be reunited with what is forgotten but cannot be lost, her only daughter Araya. I didn't click there to continue there, it did on its own. Yes, so it's not just her. Hard to believe things erased from existence like Araya and Kathy are probably easier to recover than anyone who has actually died. Dang, that was crazy. And the worst part is the Limbus company itself might have approved that. They even apparently approved of the death of their entire Ujat. Days of chasing shadows. All that remains are vain memories. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sing over this because it's still gonna copyright strike me on YouTube, but oh well. You like karaoke, right? Like a fire swept over me. I'm sorry, I can't sing. All that's in my hand is ash and dust. I've run without rest. The times that choked me. Will I miss them as well? A long, long ways from now, when I look back to those men, I hope that I can smile. Sorry. I'm sorry, you know I can be an emotional wreck. I like how this song changes just so ever so slightly each and every time. With each sinner, of course, naturally to reflect how each one's journey is. This is definitely a lot to take in, and it's definitely gonna need time for it to properly settle before I can determine what I want to do next. But yeah, I'm glad I kind of saved it for tonight, but I'm gonna be honest, I thought it'd take a lot longer. I thought I was only halfway done, but I guess to be fair, the big issue with the last session was that I got stuck on some rough bosses. Yeah, it's been unfortunately spoiled to me that there is, Millie Saikai. We now have post-credit themes. With however much time I have left. Oh, they're rebuilding Limbus Corp. No, it's not Corp. Limbus Company. I must move forward. Becoming a corp might be one of their goals, or burning myself up until I'm no more. Oh wow, Sinclair's battle theme is a remix of his boss fight. Like a candle that burns itself up. I avoided looking up any of the battle themes no matter how cool they were just because I know I'd be spoiled on the ending. Without a moment to breathe, I was thrown into turbulent days. I hope I can go my way. A long, long ways from now, when I look back on the memories. 100-ton mallet with the clip. I sure wish that I can smile. I can't believe Virgilius can actually legitimately die for the first time, and it's technically to one of the sinners. Let me fly so far away, so I can reach the stars like a bird upon the night sky. This night will visit me again, I'm sure. It's alright, since I can live on. It's all Sora. It did not escape my notice that they mentioned the Kingdom Hearts and Sora as a character of the story. I wonder if that's a cheeky mention or not. Obviously, they can't make too many references simply because, I don't know, that story might actually be more twisted than this one. IA, since I can LO. Hiroshu and Roaming by Araya. Oh, it's gonna make me tear up. Yeah, this chapter was a huge deal, not just in Ryoshu being forced to face her path. Yoshihide, you finally learned how to wield Arashiki. And by learning how to wield that relic, you've just made yourself the most important sword of the fingers at the next finger bow bell. The home that can protect you is gone now. So take care, sweetheart. How are you alive with half your body missing? Brian, a proxy killing me won't be the end of it. The proxies will never stop hunting you down. Lurking in the muck of this reeking cesspit won't keep you hidden forever. Cough, cough. Oh dear, I'll need to dye my hair again. Supposed to recite this. I have nothing but my sorrow and I want... This is tiresome. The fork he was ordered to kill with. Sweetheart, looks like you forgot to unfreeze me. You take it a fapoon. Right. I completely forgot that. Interesting. It's been some time since one has a means of oral... Since some... What's this? Gerselshaft. Rational and brilliant Faust. It has been some time since one such means of oral communication was engaged. Unbending procerite and resourceful Faust. This macro atmosphere seems to be congregation this time. The congregation this time is in the form of levitating stones. Fitting representation for the discussion of a serious agenda. However, there are no subjects that rise to such gravity at present. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's the moment I saw a second Faust. Thought, okay, so it seems the Faust Hive. It's not just wiki. I joked before it was basically remote access to Wikipedia. That might still be the case. It's not impossible, but it seems all Fausts of all the different timelines connect here. That's my thoughts, anyways. Which Faust is the audacious Faust that dared to force convene a classical Walpurgisnacht at such a busy moment like this? It's unimaginable that such an ignorant and tactless Faust should exist among the Fausts, save for naive Faust, lovely and guileful Faust. Oh my, it really was her. Yes, this meeting has been convened by naive Faust. Wait, if this one's pink... That means this is our Faust. All of these are a completely different one except for her. There's a question that begs the answer of the administrative Fausts of the management. Rational and brilliant Faust knows what it is the naive which seeks to ask, as well as the fact that there's no real need for this query to be concerned with. How long must Faust spoon-feed naive Faust? Let it be heard at the very least. August and dignified Faust. Astute and intelligent Faust. The attempt to review information on the recent incident in the House of Spiders was met with denials of access at multiple turns. Requesting access to intelligence on the individual who's deliberately compromised the security of Limbus Company's HQ. Could naive Faust not even manage to answer such a trivial query herself? Must astute and intelligent Faust provide every single piece of information? There's no obligation to disclose more information to a Faust of such inferior access rights. Clearly, naive Faust has not forgotten how the access rights work. Reviewing the information request access rights, there are several tiers higher, yes. But I mean, what Faust means to say is, a thoroughly intelligent slip of the tongue. Refer to Faust the first person is strictly prohibited here. Right, because they're all technically a Faust. Naive Faust is long known to show quite a precarious side. Yeah, I'm starting to favor our Faust above the other Fausts here, for whatever reason. Can't put my finger on it. Does naive Faust wish to join the ranks of the dead Fausts? Of course not. Faust does not wish to join the ranks of dead Faust. Faust is simply curious. There's no information to be granted to naive, who time and time again has attempted to leech off the Gerselshaft. Lovely and guileful Faust could offer an answer. In return, however, naive must have consent to have her title changed. Is accepted. The answer is Dias, the chief executive director of Limbus Company. Stupid Faust. Sharing information is appreciated. I think stupid Faust should go as far as convene for a query that requires the least amount of deductive reasoning. The new title could not be more appropriate for stupid Faust. Could it be the stupid Faust is indignant? He seems to be expressing displeasure by means of silence. Such is the price for requesting information as a Faust of non-administrative role. In that case, if Faust were to, no need to build on impossible hypotheticals, although it is in fact the stupid Faust has retrieved the most golden bows, she cannot be reinstated as an administrative Faust. Wait. Reinstated. You're not letting me run past me, game. That means she was one at one point and lost it. Still, if she were to plant the sapling and harvest an apple, she might have a chance of becoming administrator again. Can stupid Faust accomplish such a feat? It sounds improbable. What does stupid Faust think? Enough. Time and floor grounded has come to a close. Stupid Faust should be dismissed from the forum within. The classical Walpurgisnacht is thus adjourned. Nelly, Madam Director, I have some updates to report on Limbus Company. Do tell. I was wondering why it was crediting Nelly, Herm, and other characters who are not in this chapter. I should have taken that as a sign. Do tell. First, Limbus Company's Golden Go grafting experiments have succeeded. Only 5 more gold bows are left to be retrieved, and the sapling will be planted. It won't be long now. Next, the 11th sinner, Sinclair's sign, has completely awakened, if only for a moment. That's an interesting indeed. I thought it'd take at least a few more years. Did all 3 strokes manifest? The signs aren't visible to me, so I can't say much with certainty, but I don't believe he has. It's most likely just a short-lived awakening. They say an accomplished butler's resourcefulness rivals that of a fixer in 7 Association, Section 1. The speed and accuracy of your information gathering is indeed commendable. Anything else I should be aware of? Yes, your son's royal blood gene factor has also awakened. The factor, huh? Does that mean your son has finally unwrapped what you've given him? No. The Roach Emperor is but another layer of wrappings, even if just a fancier one than the others. He has yet to unwrap the valuable, precious gift I've given him, but it may not be long now. The real surprise gift will begin from the mistletoe that will bud from that sapling. By the way, where's the captain? I haven't seen her around since H-Corp. She should be wetting her harpoon for the whale hunting. She has to call her and her crew only once the hunt begins. How long are they going to be stuck in this pure white building? Yeah, I think it's kind of tacky, if we're honest. There's a reason a lot of buildings tend to have a bit of different aesthetics around. For now, we shall focus on restoring the Jinrang worm and interpreting its interactions in this place. Although circumstances might change fast once the upcoming N-Corp board meeting concludes. Speaking of, Sonia, have you looked into what I asked? Yes, the infiltrator agents reported back yesterday. Heinrich, Cromer, and Jacob both have confirmed to attend the board meeting. I don't believe that's the Cromer we actually fought. The Cromer we fought was Franz Cromer. But, it's a hassle to deal with people who make even the simplest conversations a nuisance, but I won't deny that this bodes well. If it's the same Heinrich who didn't even budge when the younger Cromer— see? It's a sibling of Franz Cromer there. Is finally making a move. I suppose it's just around the corner now. Indeed, it won't be long before the Malleus Maleficarium's roster is finalized. A hunt for prosthetic users, like which the city has never seen, will soon begin. Even the machine purge would look downright tame in comparison. And we'll use that chaos to aim for every mirror world in existence. The captain will love that. It'll be like going on a whale hunt across all possible worlds herself. Perhaps we should wrap up our talk here and head inside. It is time. Of course, Nelly, keep an eye on Limbus Company until your next assignment. Yes, Madam Director. Choose your words and actions carefully once the board meeting begins. Even the slightest misstep could tip the balance and put us at a disadvantage. That's another headache we do not need. I must admit, it's rather unnerving to have to deal with the infamous ones who grip in their own nest. Alright then, shall we head inside? So the evil Avengers have their plan coming to fruition. That's interesting. I got all these done, but I failed 2, so I don't get the full one. I thought I wouldn't be able to get even this 3rd one until I got the last 2. Well, no matter. I'll return to those later, especially now that I officially have an Earl King built. Oof. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that collection of Faust is giving me way too many Rick and Morty thoughts, and that is not something I like having, I'm gonna be completely honest. Though granted, it doesn't seem to... Though that name, Diaz, apparently she was a figure in a previous game, and the reveal here is somehow a very huge deal. I don't know, when people were theorizing she might be involved with Limbus, I don't know, I guess it's kind of like the other side when... And there were scenes of, there's a hint about something from Deltarune, and it's a blatant reference here, and oh man, that's incredible! And people are going crazy over it. It's just like a character in the middle of what just looks on the surface like a snowy landscape. So people on the outside are all, what is even going on with that? I guess I get to be on the other side of that now. It's like, oh man, that's incredible, I totally know who that is. I do plan to still play Lobotomy Corp and Library of Ruina eventually, but that's not going to be anytime soon, and to an extent I kind of like having to stumble through here without knowing who these people are, because not knowing who Diaz is makes me think, who could a person like that possibly be that runs Limbus Corporation? What could they want? They want the golden bows to create some sort of apple, but what is that apple for? The forbidden fruit apple was largely to create independence, and it's allowing, and basically embody the concept of free will. But humanity already has that, or is that the point, to break free of the city and take over? We also don't know how that might necessarily be a bad thing, though something tells me we probably don't want that to happen. I don't know, we'll have to see. Yeah, this does strengthen a lot of fan theories that are going on. I guess I don't need any more regular stamina since I got this. I've been burning through a lot of stamina. I burned through an absolute ton just to get the Earl King to level 60, but I still borrowed a full power one. And as we saw, yeah, that was probably the smart decision because by the end it was really coming down to the wire. Yeah, I imagine it's no coincidence that Faust is last. Faust is that yeah, that Faust's is Canto's gonna be the last one, and obviously that's just for the Inferno. We still have Purgatorio and Paradiso. What? But yeah, the fact that they are willing to sabotage their own people at Limbus just to get the Sinner's thing going, hero's journey going. Could possibly be so important that they're willing to sacrifice as many people as it takes? I mean, I knew Jamil was going to die pretty much instantly. I mean, it was pretty much a joke that it was expected. That they were shocked that somehow Ujet Otis was able to survive the fight against the Index Father, who was, of course, Yasong, apparently, in that timeline. Yeah. There was already thoughts of combining the golden bows and the tree, and I guess that might have been something that Hohenheim and the others was pushed towards. Interesting. Yeah, we're making good progress, and while this is good for the sinners, we don't know if this is ultimately going to lead to anything good. I mean, we almost had Ryoshu turn into a living concept incinerator, or something that took her own daughter to, erasing her own daughter to fix. So the fact that they keep giving more and more demeaning titles, it seems like our Faust is genuinely trying to help us to the best of her ability, but if they don't give her the information, then there's nothing she can really do. That's why it's not that she's being obnoxious on purpose, it's that she's being straight up locked out of it. The sinners each have their own little Dragon Ball wish, but well, how much will that matter in the grand scheme of things? We've seen from Kyubey that no matter how altruistic, selfish, or ultimately long-term you may think a wish is, there's always going to be a bigger picture you're not going to be looking at when making it. And that ignores that Kyubey love to make deals with people who are in a very bad position to be thinking about what they want. And from the looks of it, the sinners haven't been in much better of a situation either. So I guess what I'm saying is, I'm not sure how much we should be trusting Limbus, but unfortunately we can't do anything about it, because what matters more than anything right now is the sinners, and not just having them go through their little hero's journey to grant their wishes. We need to find a way to help Gregor to prevent him from being being transformed into a weapon Herman can utilize. Doesn't matter if it's against us or others, we have to stop that. We need a way so that Dawn can take off her shoes without being turned into a bloodthirsty monster. We need a way to make Rhodia stop having that hero complex, that savior complex. Everyone's story is not finished just because they were forced to confront their past here in the Inferno. And this one is definitely meant to do a lot of setup. And it seems even the future Sinclair might have been mentioned something purely so that to help, because he knew what was going to happen here, since, well, from his perspective, it's already ended and he joined whatever the Abraxa group or whatever it was during the war. Oh yes, and the war. Hearing World War II, when, as far as you're aware of, there's only a Great War, is also rather horrifying. But he did seem to insist that his timeline probably only exists so that he can go back and save himself, so that his self goes there, you know, to prevent a time paradox. And of course, the big drop. They plan to attack on the mirror worlds. That seems extremely awful, and also a lot of work for what are they gonna gain from that? I mean, I could understand, like, companies exploiting that. Like, I do know Don't Escape had corporations that learned alternate timelines exist and exchanged information between them. That way, even if, whoops, we accidentally destroyed the world, that's fine, we'll just abandon this timeline and go to another. Because, yeah, once you know you have spares, they're going to abuse the hell out of them, so this is going to be interesting. Will that damage the ID system, even? Hard to say, hard to say. And yes, I've noticed that all the egos ever since, possibly Canto 4, but especially Canto 5, has been slowly getting upgrades in the, even if just in the animation. Well, no, it's mostly the same animation. It wasn't until I think Canto 6 they actually started changing, like when Body Sack started changing from Envy to Wrath. And of course, Hong Lu was able to upgrade his enough that he was able to turn it from a simple waterfall to a massive waterfall. Oh, sorry. Don't want to make you dizzy there. But yeah, so much to ruminate on, so much I'm gonna have to think about before I can really make any solid opinions on anything. All I can give are surface level thoughts here. Yeah, whoever this Deus is, I'm not sure I trust her, but whoever they are. But it's not something we can worry about until later. Because for now, like I said, what matters is the sinners and making sure they aren't in a horrible, horrible position. Because, as we saw, even though most of them have had a Canto now, they're not out of the woods yet. So, but it's kind of interesting because a lot of Hong Lu's was a retrospective on the others, but his was just 8 out of the 12 there. This one's 9 out of the 12 here. And that's one's home base invasion. A lot of these are happening earlier than expected, even if, as the implication shows, Limbus Company's indeed been engineering these things. So much to think about. But yeah, I guess I should call it for tonight, since this is a pretty good time to end it. So, okay. Well, it's nice to end on a reasonable time for once, so I guess I should call it. Oh yeah, I'm willing to speak with anyone who wants to about it, because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. It's a shame some of the theories were a bit so out there. In retrospect, I don't know why I thought of them. Like, our Ryoshi was a fake all along. Though I guess that could still be the case for some of them. But we don't... That could still be the case. Well, no, it can't be the case for many. The only ones left are... Yeah, the only ones left are Merceau, Otis, and Faust. And as we saw, Faust can't be fake. Merceau doesn't talk about himself, but he has brought back history stuff. That's fine. And of course, Otis doesn't like talking about her history, but it's been pretty clearly hinted what her big sin is that she has to face, so... Well, then again, I guess speculation is part of the fun, even when it turns out to be wrong. I genuinely can't wait to see where it's going, that's for sure. And I am quite curious about what the capstone for Ryoshu is. Will it be her as that living buzzsaw, that conceptual incinerator? Will it be her the hand who commands the 5 fingers? I doubt they're gonna give her a single individual one, but I guess theoretically, they could make her a Dewey Star or a Pinky Nurse Father, but no, that kind of feels like a disappointment to make her just one member of one of the fingers when she was raised by all 5, you know? But I guess we'll be finding that out soon enough. Ooh, so much, sorry, I'm just yapping on now. But yeah, it's a really good time, that's for sure. Alright, and I'm genuinely curious for more. But that's gonna be all for tonight. I'm definitely gonna be coming back when they have the intervalos, but in a way, it's a shame that I've already caught up now, because now I'll have to find other things. But oh well, that's how it goes. And the nice thing about live service, at least, is I can get regular updates here and there. This is nice as a side game to everything else. Well, that's... alright. Sorry, I'm yapping too much at this point. Then again, that's probably what y'all came for. But I'm a bit tired, so... and I completed the story, so I'm gonna call it. Well, until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.